many of the most iconic and loved artists in pop history are still very much alive and kicking. But some of them, like Paul McCartney, Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan and the Eurythmics, are getting older. But what's that got to do with us? Why do we care? Well, we care because their back catalogue of smash hits have a foot-tapping future ahead of them. And that could be a really interesting investment opportunity.
It's fascinating to have a conversation with an analyst getting very excited about electric vehicles. And then you ask the questions, well, what about this? What about that? What about the supply? What about the cost of capital? Great, there's a new piece of legislation for electric vehicles, but most of the electric vehicles are over the cap for the credit.
We are at the moment developing solutions for floating offshore wind. So when you actually don't have fixed foundations, which will unlock the potential for offshore wind in deeper waters. So there is still a lot of innovation to be done and a lot of technological development.
But core CPI, that is core inflation, stripping out food and energy, that is not likely to roll over this month or even next month. That could very likely trend a little bit higher for a couple more months here. And more importantly, in all cases, we're looking at sticky inflation somewhere well above what we would call comfortable levels. Keep in mind, the Fed has a target of core inflation of about 2%. And we're looking at that core inflation beginning to stick somewhere around 6%. So even if we rolled over on headline CPI and we've seen a peak in headline CPI, we very likely have not seen a peak in core inflation.
I think Bitcoin is going to win this one hands down. Bitcoin at this point is essentially a religion. I've been in Bitcoin since 2013. I never sell it if I have any choice, unless I'm absolutely squeezed. I'm not spending it on anything fancy, and I think people in my generation have been hoarding Bitcoin like almost nothing I've ever seen.